What is true courage? Is it the absence of fear, or is it acting in spite of it? The Old Testament is filled with epic tales, but some of its most powerful moments come from ordinary people who faced impossible odds, tyrannical kings, ravenous lions, and giant warriors, and refused to back down. Today, we're counting down 5 biblical heroes who laughed in the face of death, proving that faith is the ultimate weapon against fear. Get ready to be inspired. The heroes number 5, David the shepherd who toppled a giant. Long before he was a king, David was a shepherd boy. When the entire army of Israel trembled before a 9-foot giant named Goliath, David, armed with nothing but a sling and 5 smooth stones, volunteered to fight him. He walked onto that battlefield, looked a monster in the eye, and declared that his victory would come not from a sword, but from the Lord. His courage. David teaches us that the size of your opponent doesn't matter when you know the size of your God. True courage isn't about your own strength. It's about your faith in a higher power. Number 4. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the men who walked through fire. King Nebuchadnezzar built a golden statue and commanded everyone to bow down to it or be thrown into a blazing furnace. 3 young Hebrew men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, flatly refused. They told the king, "The God we serve is able to deliver us from the furnace, but even if he does not, we will not worship your idol." Enraged, the king ordered the furnace to be heated 7 times hotter, yet when they were thrown in, they walked out completely unharmed. Their courage. This is the courage of integrity. They stood by their convictions, accepting death rather than compromising their faith, demonstrating a trust so profound it defied the very laws of nature. Number 3. Esther, the queen who risked everything. Esther was a Jewish orphan who became the queen of Persia. When a wicked advisor named Haman plotted to exterminate her people, Esther's uncle Mordecai urged her to intervene, but to approach the king without being summoned was a death sentence. After fasting and praying, she made her decision, saying the famous words, "If I perish, I perish." She approached the king, exposed the plot, and saved her entire nation. Her courage. Esther shows us that courage can be quiet and strategic. It's about using your position, no matter the personal risk, to stand up for those who cannot stand for themselves. Number 2. Daniel, the man who slept with lions. Daniel was a man of such integrity that his enemies couldn't find any fault in him. So they tricked the king into signing a decree. Anyone who prayed to any god other than the king would be thrown into the lion's den. Daniel knew about the decree, but he went home, opened his windows, and prayed just as he always had. He was arrested and thrown to the lions. But the next morning the king found him alive and well. Daniel had trusted God, and God had shut the mouths of the lions. His courage. This is the courage of unwavering consistency. Daniel's principles were not for sale, not even to save his own life. He chose faithfulness over fear. Number 1. Moses, the fugitive who confronted an empire. Moses was a murderer on the run, a shepherd in exile, hiding in the desert for 40 years. Then God spoke to him from a burning bush, telling him to go back to Egypt and confront Pharaoh, the most powerful man on the planet, and command him to free his enslaved people. Terrified and insecure, Moses obeyed. He stood before the might of the Egyptian empire, armed only with a staff and a message from God, and ultimately led his people to freedom. His courage. Moses' story is perhaps the most relatable. His courage wasn't a lack of fear. It was acting despite his fear and inadequacy, trusting that he was just a vessel for a power far greater than his own. Conclusion. From the battlefield to the fiery furnace, these 5 heroes show us that courage isn't about being superhuman. It's about having supersized faith. They teach us that when you stand for something greater than yourself, you can face anything. Who is the most courageous figure in the Bible to you? Let us know in the comments below. And if this video inspired you, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more stories of timeless courage.